The preliminary report of the Air India 171 accident that happened on June 12, 2025, was published about a month after the crash. Here are some key findings from the report. First, on page 5 of the report, we can clearly see the number of people who lost their lives. 241 people on board and 19 people on the ground died. On page 10, we read that there was no problem with the flap angle, which had been widely discussed after the crash. The most striking findings are on the last 2 pages. The aircraft achieved the maximum recorded airspeed of 180 knots, and immediately thereafter, the engine 1 and engine 2 fuel cutoff switches transitioned from run to cutoff position one after another with a time gap of 1 second. The engine N1 and N2 began to decrease from their takeoff values as the fuel supply to the engines was cut off. On the last page of the report, it's shown that the switches were turned back on about 10 seconds later. In the cockpit voice recording, one of the pilots is heard asking the other why did he cut off. The other pilot responded that he did not do so. Later in the report, we read that the aircraft's ram air turbine was deployed, and shortly after, the aircraft crashed. The release of this preliminary report raised many questions. Why did the switches turn off, or who turned them off? Many people from the aviation industry shared videos on social media stating that it is almost impossible for those switches to be turned off by mistake. So, what do you think about this accident?